Welcome back to Lifting Jelly. I hear all the time of, oh, CrossFit's so scary, it's so intimidating. You know, I don't want to do lifting, I don't want to get big. I hear this a lot, and it's totally understandable because before I did it myself, I always thought it was just crazy and that I couldn't keep up and that wasn't what I wanted to do. I didn't want to lift weights. I wanted to do a bunch of cardio and do a bunch of like high intensity training without picking up weight because weight was scary to me and I didn't want to get big or bulky, which is a really big misconception. So I definitely wanted to go over some of those and kind of debunk them because there is no proof behind it. There's no evidence behind it. The first one I want to get into is that CrossFit is intimidating, that it's too hard, that it is something that only crazy people can do. Everybody that comes into my gym, at least since I've been there, and I've been there for almost 3 years now, everybody that's come in did not look like, you know, Camilla Blanc-Bazinet or Amy Thorisdottir. Nobody went in there looking like, you know, straight muscle. Most people that go into our gym go in because they want to lose weight and they look regular. They look like me, they look like my sister, they look like regular people that you see every day, different shapes, different sizes, different heights, definitely different fitness levels. We used to have, kind of when I first got started, they used to just have people do the regular class and see how they like it. And that, I admit, was intense. And my coaches knew that, my bosses knew that, so they would have people do intro classes. They would tap into the other person's fitness level and see where they're at, see what their capabilities are, and give them a workout to see how much they can handle, and then slowly integrate them into the CrossFit class so that they kind of know what they're getting themselves into. And I feel like that's a really good way to have people see that CrossFit is something that it's functional fitness for one, so it carries over, it translates into other aspects of your life. A really big part of CrossFit is having a strong core, and a lot of the movements we do develop a strong core, and again, that helps with our posture, that helps with the way we stand, that helps with our strength and other parts of our body. So it's something that is a process. It happens over time. It's just like adapting to a clean eating diet or just making healthier choices for the long term. Your fitness should be the same way, and that's why I love CrossFit. It's because there's always something to work toward. So that's one thing about CrossFit. It's not intimidating. Anybody can do it. I've seen kids do it. We used to have a kids program. I've seen elderly people do it. I've seen just overweight people do it, me being one of them, so I definitely know that it's doable. And the same thing goes for weightlifting. I think weightlifting, if anything, it's technical. It's not scary. It's hard, but it's fun, and when you get something down and it clicks, it feels really good. And weightlifting is something I think if you want to compete, it's a great sport. That's the first one. Another one that I hear about CrossFit is that it's a cult, that people are weird. Why are we watching people work out as a sport? Okay, it's not a cult. CrossFit is all about community, and think of it as like your Zumba class. You go to Zumba, you know, a few times a week. You're there, you learn the crowd, you learn who's there, who's a regular, and you start to build bonds with these people, and these people end up being a part of your life. They help you grow, they help you get better. When you work in them hips, they teach you how to do that. Like, it's the same thing for CrossFit. It is a community of people that you see mostly every day, as long as they work out every day. But it's motivating. It's a community that supports you, that uplifts you, that wants you to hit your goals and achieve things. And it really pushes people to be social and to embrace other people's success. Yeah, we all work out for sport, and we watch each other do these workouts, but that's because it pushes us as athletes. There's an athlete in all of us, whether you believe it or not. And CrossFit does a really good job of uncovering everybody's athleticism and their ability to compete and have, that fire in them to do so. It's a support system. It's a community. My gym, personally, we do a lot of hikes together. We do a lot of events for the members. We do a lot of community events locally, and it's just a great way to bring people closer together, to network with people, to build friendships. I've seen relationships form at the gym. It's community. It's not a cult, it's community. And they don't force you to do anything you don't want to do. Okay, well, they force you to work out, but they don't push you to where you feel uncomfortable or to where you feel like they're not hearing you. Another myth or misconception about CrossFit and kind of weightlifting is that you get bulky. You start doing the RX workouts, you start doing heavier weights in the gym, and you will get bulky. I've seen a lot of my friends who do CrossFit and who go to my gym who at first were like, "Ooh, no, I'm going to stick to lightweight because I don't want to get bulky. I don't want to get like thick ass neck and like, excuse my language, and like, big arms and big back and things like that." Perception of what looks good on a female body, of course, it varies from person to person, and you should not care about what society says about a woman's body, because society don't want to see no muscle on no woman. And I mean, I'm sorry, but if you're working hard and you're training, don't you want to show off how hard you've been working at the gym? I definitely do. I went from having no definition to having straight jelly, jiggle, roll definition to having, shoulders that are cut, and you can see my collarbone now, not in like a, I'm not eating kind of way, but just the fat disappeared. I was able to melt it off and lose the weight. But I've noticed my body tone up and shape up into more curves, and my curves are more defined, and there's more definition everywhere. And I love my body even more because of it. It shows my strength. It shows how much work I put in at the gym, like I said earlier. And CrossFit did not make me big. It didn't, muscular I should say. It toned me up a lot. And for people who think that cardio is going to do that for you, no. Because when I was in college, all I did was run 2-3 miles every day, about 6 days a week, sometimes twice a day. And yes, I lost weight and I was able to clean up my eating and I was seeing results, but I was not toned up. I still had jiggle in between my thighs. I had jiggle on my arms, and my tummy slimmed down, but there was a lot of skin there. And it wasn't until I started doing CrossFit where now my legs are a little more solid when I walked. My arms definitely toned up. I love my arms. My back, I can see back definition, my traps. It's beautiful to me. And it hasn't made me bulky. The only way I feel like if you can get bulky, it's if you eat a bunch of protein and you train excessively 24/7. I mean, some of the CrossFit girls, honestly, have larger muscles than most regular women walking down the street, but look at how hard they train, look at how strict their diet is, and look at what their goals are. Their goal is to make it to the CrossFit Games. Their goal, even for Olympic weightlifting, is to lift heavy numbers. If your goal is to lose weight and get toned up and drop the pounds and drop any extra inches off your body, that's what you're training for. So your body's going to reflect that if you put the work in. So that's something definitely to be aware of, that when people say that, you're not going to. It's okay. Pick up the weight, boo-boo, because it's going to help you get toned a lot faster. Another misconception, that's dangerous. I feel like that's the top misconception about CrossFit. CrossFit, I feel like it's a bad rap because people see these crazy things, people doing these crazy things at the CrossFit gyms, and they do not have everyone do that, A. And B, their technique is more advanced than what most people are used to. So for example, doing a squat. In CrossFit, you need to squat below parallel. And that means getting your butt below your knees. And a lot of people say, oh, that's bad on the knees. You're supposed to stay at a 90-degree angle. Don't let your knees go past your feet. And there's a proper way to do a squat in CrossFit. And if you do it the way that good coaches train you to do, you're fine. And it's actually helped me. I had a knee injury from when I played softball, and at first it would hurt because my body was not used to squatting below parallel. But once I did it right, when I did back, I pushed my hips and my butt back more instead of leaning forward, and it helped me go straight down. And I don't have knee issues as long as I squat properly. The misconception comes in with coaching. If you're not having good coaching, if you do not have a coach watching you do these movements, especially if you're just learning it, you do have a higher chance of getting hurt because nobody's there to correct your form. You think you're doing it right and you're not listening to your body. CrossFit, it's one of the safest movements. You can transfer these movements into, real world activities and other movements. I've seen people of all ages do it. Same thing with weightlifting. If you do the technique right, work on technique before working on weight, you'll be solid. Do your research on CrossFit and on weightlifting if that's what you're into too. I know a lot of people use CrossFit more so for weight loss. So if you're looking into CrossFit and you feel like it's too intimidating, it's too scary, find a gym that will work at your level and build you up. That's what ASAP did for me. It's what it's done for all its members. They don't put you in a situation where you can't do something. You're more than capable of doing it, and they can assess where you're at so that you can start at what's comfortable and build yourself up. Find a gym that has great coaching. Coaches should always be demonstrating movements, they should always be explaining movements, and they should always be walking around watching everybody else do movements and critique it. If you want to see real results, if you have goals, especially to lose weight, to tone up, to do things that take time and take effort to do, you need that push. That's what CrossFit does. It's even better than personal training, because personal trainers you see maybe 3-4 times a week. You're paying $120 to $200 on that, and the other days, the off days, they give you workouts to do. Are you really gonna do them? I didn't when I had a trainer. She would tell me stuff to do. She would go in the weight room and do this, go into the cardio room and do that, go do the circuit training. I wouldn't do it if she wasn't there. I didn't have the drive, I didn't have the push, and she couldn't tell if I did it or not. At CrossFit, everything's laid out for you. The workouts are laid out for you. If you have a good coach, they should be scaling the workout for you. It's a very different mentality. It's a really great way to push yourself and to get motivated to work out, because we all know how hard that can be. Sometimes you can't do it alone. And if you're one of those people that has a gym membership and doesn't use it, you're probably one of those people that need that push. So it's very important that you find a good gym. You just dive in, you tell them your goals, and they help you. Because CrossFit is a lot of money. I know how much I pay. And it's important that they're there helping you every step of the way. That's what you pay that extra money for. To have workouts programmed for you, to have coaching in every single class, and to have somebody there to help you reach your goals as a result. Don't be scared, don't be intimidated. As long as you find the right gym, and definitely try out a few gyms before you choose one that's best. Find one that's in tune with your goals and your fitness level, that has amazing coaches like my coaches at ASAP, and who is willing to work with you on technique, on your form, on your goals, and that has a welcoming community as well. Hopefully that helps. I hope a lot of you do get into it. It's not crazy intense, it's not intimidating. You can do it. This is the push you need to get started.